So my second collection is for Lone Star Beer. Lone Star Beer is known for its slogan, the National Beer of Texas. This beer label has a very complicated history related to it first being started up as Lone Star Brewery in San Antonio in 1884. But this original brewery never made any beer with the name of Lone Star Beer. The Lone Star Brewery operated with some level of success until Prohibition forced it to shut down. 2 weeks before Prohibition was repealed in 1933, construction was begun on a new brewery in San Antonio called Champion Brewing Company. In 1940, Champion Brewing Company was purchased and its name changed to Lone Star Brewing Company. The owner formulated a new recipe and called it Lone Star Beer. Lone Star Beer was distributed in bottles and kegs until 1950 when the first can was utilized. In 1950s and the 60s, there were basically 4 different flat top cans. Now I say there's 4 different flat top cans. A lot of times for the real purist beer can collector, there are subtle differences. Like here is a different 1950 version of Lone Star Beer, and the coloration around the label is a little bit different. And I have no problem with people considering that a different can, but for my display, it's a difference that's just too subtle. In the early 60s, this version of the can was a flat top, but then it got converted into a pull tap as those came out in the mid 60s. This is another pull top can with just a slight color variation on the label at the bottom. Then in 1965, Lone Star reached a 1,000,000 barrel milestone, and they put out this gold commemorative can with the label marking of 1,000,000 beer barrels produced. These 3 cans at the end are their draft beer in cans. So just to finish up, in 1976, Lone Star Brewery changed hands 5 times over the next few years. This beer is still being produced at the Miller Brewing Company in Fort Worth, but it is owned by Pabst, and actually it's a pretty good can. It's a pretty good beer, I'm sorry. This is the new can. What's interesting at the very back there, it's got listed 140 years, but this really signifies when the original brewery started up in 1884. In reality, the beer of Lone Star Beer is only 84 years.